What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Blake. Welcome back to another video. And as you can tell by the time of this video, sculpt your body, then your mind. That is what's most important. You know why? Because as humans, especially as men, it's important to get jacked. I made another video a while ago about why every man should get jacked, right? And this kind of correlates with it a little bit, right? So in case you need a little refresher, it's important to sculpt your body because you have the look, you have the dominance factor, right? You have the aura. The body itself gives you that masculine man look, right? If you go back in history, the BCE, before Common Era, the Stone Age, every man was jacked, right? I mean, yeah, they had to hunt their own, resources for food and shelter and, clothing in the winter, for coats and jackets, right? So they had to hunt, right? Whether they used weapons or their bare hands, they were jacked, right? And at the time, they didn't have weight, so, they had to use all kind of different things. They had to use bricks. They had to get creative and use different things and do manual labor pretty much to really get jacked in the type of food that they were eating. They were growing their own food and all that, right? So it's crazy how in today's society, right, being jacked sometimes, especially in a certain vicinity, an area, you stand out, right? Obviously, in a pretty good way, ideally, if you're natural, hopefully you're natural. But, that's why it's important to sculpt your body, because then you can also sculpt your mind, right? And sculpting your mind is basically another way of saying, you're smart, right? In some way. You don't have to be a genius, right? But you're knowledgeable about certain things, right? You have certain common interests, things of importance, things that you can be good at or that you are getting good at, right? Because knowledge is power, right? It's not to just be jacked and you're not multidimensional. You want to be multidimensional because multidimensional, has a lot of pros, more pros than cons, right? You have to. It's best to be multidimensional because think about it. If you're jacked and you're smart, or if you're jacked and you can talk about anything except working out, people wouldn't be around you, right? If all you can talk about is the gym and protein and all this, that, and the other, it's kind of gets boring, And, depending on how jacked you are, right, meaning under 15% body fat and, having a good weight to height proportion for yourself, under 50% body fat, that's really what being jacked is. Especially if you're trying to go the natural route, which is very more important. That way, you don't have long-term health problems, because people don't understand, not everyone can take those things and expect to, be that big for a long time. Think about it, someone who's young, who takes those kind of, supplemental, antibiotic steroids, everyone's body is different. They might die instantly from taking that, right? Some people could take it and it'll catch up to them when they're older, right? Like Ronnie Coleman and, Jay Cutler and all them, so all those kind of bodybuilders, right? Or even Arnold, right? And it's kind of like some people would die sooner or instantly, right? It really depends. So you're really taking a risk. You're taking a gamble. No matter how many tests you do, the probability of you dying sooner than you would expect is pretty high too, no matter what the other results say, right, or show. So that's why it's important when you get jacked, you also get mentally jacked, right? Because you have the physicality, right, of the dominant male aura, right, that doesn't give off toxicness, right, like in most of today's society, right? And then you want to be able to hold conversations with people about many different things, right? Different kind of interests, whether it be a business thing, whether it be, just trying to better yourself, right? You can hold conversations, you can help people, right? Because when you're jacked, most people that you run into who are jacked are just the ones who can only talk about the gym, right? Literally, that's it. That's all they talk about, right? And that's not bad, but it's not a good thing either, because if that's all you talk about, you're almost brain dead, right? You don't stand out from other jacked dudes, you just don't, right? You want to stand out in the best way possible. That's why when you get fit and you get smart, right? When you're fit and you're in college, you graduate college, you're in college, right? I've been in college for a little minute, right? the amount of people that I've seen just walking around campus, like males specifically, most of them aren't jacked. Most of them aren't lean and muscular and ripped, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know? It's only a small percent, right? In general, right? Including myself, right? I'm still, doing what I gotta do. I look good and all that, but, when it comes to like, muscle mass and all that, but, I always know there's always room for improvement, right? And that takes time, but as long as I'm consistent, that's all that matters, right? And, like, especially like as the freshman class, right, at my school, just the amount of people that I've seen or that I know for sure are freshmen, right, based off of just the areas and just, just socializing a little bit, right? There's very few that are jacked, right, or have any muscle mass to them. And that's nothing against them, but it's a good thing for me because I stand out. Because when they first meet me, right, if I'm not covered in a jacket or something, the first thing you see is the shoulders, the arms, the veins. Usually it's the veins and the shoulders. That's the first thing you see. Usually the first thing, right? And when you get to know me, right, or let's say I have the jacket on, and the muscles are covered, you would get the energy that I'm just a guy who's just smart, right? I don't really do much. I don't like to go out, this, that, and the other. I'm just smart, right? And then you realize that I work out and this, that, and the other. It catches some people by surprise, right? Because they won't expect it, right? It's unexpected, but in a good way, right? And I'm able to hold different conversations about different things, whether it be fitness related, whether it be school related, right? Whether it be academics. Like, that's what makes me more unique than other jacked dudes or dudes who have good muscle mass, because there's just so much more that I can talk about and I can elaborate, and people want to have a conversation with me, right? Now, sometimes people think I'm crazy, right? Because I just look, like serious all the time, right? The reason I look serious all the time is because I'm always focused on something, right? I'm always thinking about something. I might be focused on something, right? Like planning something, right? So I kind of like, sometimes I just stare off because I'm thinking, right? Some people ask me if I'm good, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good, just to reassure that ain't nothing going on, ain't nothing crazy going on. You can calm down, right? But like, that's what you need to do. You need to focus on getting jacked, right? But also focus on bettering yourself in every way possible. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, like all of that's important, right? You want to be multidimensional. The more multidimensional you are, the more you stand out in a really good way. And that's how more people will look at you in a, more respectful way. You want people to respect you, right? You want to earn it too. You don't want to just give it to you. You want to earn the respect. And that's how you do it, right? Because you stand out in a very unique way, So that's really it for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know any future other, videos down below. Other ideas that you may want to see. And share this with someone who really needs it, right? Share this with someone who, is trying to get into the gym, or who's already in the gym, but they kind of just focus too much on getting jacked and just lifting weights and all that. And, they're not really focused on anything else, That's all they care about, share, especially save and share this video with them, or maybe even if it's for you, right? Maybe you're kind of, a little, guilty of that, right? You kind of need to venture off and to do other things, right? Because when you're jacked in general, you're already going to get eyes on you, right? But when you can prove to people and show people that you're more than just jacked, more than just a weightlifter, more than just a power lifter or a bodybuilder, people will respect you more and may not feel as intimidated, because for some reason that's intimidation, because for some reason it's rare. When back in the before common era, it was common, but at the end of the day, you know what you got to do. Conquer the world, conquer yourself, be the best version of yourself, handle your business, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.